Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us here for KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Whitney Ward. Mark is off tonight. We do begin this hour with a story that is grabbing all the headlines today. Former President Donald Trump pleading not guilty to 34 Class E felonies. He called the hush money investigation a personal and political witch hunt against him. This also makes former President Trump the first former president in U.S. history to ever be charged with a crime. Here now is Michael George with the latest from Manhattan Criminal Court.
A somber-looking former President Donald Trump entered court to face criminal charges in connection with hush money payments made to an adult film star in 2016. Trump pleaded not guilty to 34 felony counts related to falsifying business records pertaining to that payment.
He's frustrated, he's upset, but I'll tell you what, he's motivated.
During the court hearing, the judge told Trump to refrain from social media posts that could foment unrest after messages critical of the prosecutor. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, who's overseeing the case, spoke to the media afterwards.
The defendant repeatedly made false statements on New York business records. These are felony crimes in New York State, no matter who you are.
Across from the courthouse, police have tried to separate pro and anti-Trump protesters. Now, these planned protests don't have a permit, which means that police can declare an unlawful assembly if things get out of hand. Georgia Congresswoman and Trump ally Marjorie Taylor Greene called the proceedings an injustice.
Donald J. Trump is innocent. This is election interference.
And anti-Trump demonstrators say justice has been a long time coming.
It's really satisfying as a New Yorker to see him finally see the inside of a courtroom and face a judge like every other criminal.
Trump's lawyers say they'll fight the prosecution in court. Once back in Florida, the former president plans to hold a rally with invited guests tonight at his Mar-a-Lago estate. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
All right, let's take a break now from the headlines and talk weather. More scattered graupel and showers in parts of the inland northwest, but a little bit of sunshine too, and that part was nice. We've got our chief meteorologist, Jeremy Legoo, here now to talk about tomorrow and the rest of the week.
A little bit of a break in the action, if you will. But right now, yeah, it's those scattered showers and temperatures remaining on the cool side. We're down in the low 40s across much of eastern Washington and North Idaho. Moscow, Sandpoint, you're stuck in the 30s. Sorry. And it's all about those showers. Still have some of those coming down across the region. Up to the north, it's all snow. I think if you get up near Sandpoint, you are dealing with some snow, another little coating there. Colville, a little bit of graupel coming down across the Palouse. It's mixed. It's a little bit of shower activity, a little bit of graupel. We saw some convection just to the southeast of Steptoe, now moving toward Moscow. I think that doesn't bring any convection, but you likely see graupel and rain come down. Similar story out along Highway 2. But for the most part, it's just those scattered showers taking us through the remainder of the evening. But watch what happens. 7:23 our sun sets, and quickly thereafter these showers just fall apart without that heating from the sun. Tomorrow, most of the activity stays up in the mountains, so we're looking at a mostly sunny day here in Spokane. 52 on Thursday. I think we see a little bit more cloud cover, and then widespread showers and warmer temperatures return on Friday.
All right, Jeremy, thank you. It is day 2 of the murder trial for Lori Vallow. Today, the court aiming to get a pool of 42 potential jurors in order to narrow them down to 12 and 6 alternates. They will be the final jurors overseeing the trial. Yesterday, 3 panels of potential jurors made their way through the jury selection process. 17 of them passed on to the next phase. And in the last panel of potential jurors for today, 6 have been eliminated, leaving only 6 remaining. This panel was smaller than normal, though, because 3 people simply did not show up. Jury selection is expected to last about a week. We'll make sure to bring you updates as soon as we have them. Just hours ago today, Washington Governor Jay Inslee announced the state has purchased a 3-year supply of an abortion drug called mifepristone. That purchase coming in response to a case that is now being heard before a federal judge in Texas. The outcome of that case could result in banning or restricting access of that medication in other states. In a press conference today, Governor Inslee said there is a nationwide effort now to restrict abortion access, even in states where the procedure is legal, like Washington.
Washington State will not allow a judge in Texas to deny the right of Washington women to this safe drug. We will not sit idly by. We have to recognize these threats will continue, and our actions will continue to preserve the right of choice in the state of Washington.
The purchase itself will provide about 30,000 doses of mifepristone. Inslee says the shipment has already arrived in the state. It did so last week. Today, Governor Inslee also signed Senate Bill 5272, authorizing the use of speed cameras near highway work zones. This action comes as WSDOT kicks off Work Zone Awareness Month. KREM 2's Janelle Finch is here now sharing how this is going to support both worker and public safety. Janelle?
WSDOT says these 60 traffic cones represent the 60 WSDOT workers who died on the job in the last 73 years. That's less than one death every year since 1950. It may not sound like a lot, but WSDOT says it's more than enough when it comes to remembering the importance of worker safety. WSDOT says of the 60 workers who died in the last 73 years, 9 of them worked in the eastern region. While they're no longer with us, their deaths serve as a reminder more can be done to make work zones safer.
Their sons and daughters, their parents, their grandparents, right, their family, they're our friends. They're not just a hard hat.
WSDOT spokesperson Joe McHale says today was a win for the future of traffic safety in Washington. This morning, Governor Jay Inslee signed a bill to allow speed cameras in highway work zones. McHale says the cameras will benefit both worker and driver safety.
We've seen examples of other work zone cameras in other states, and driver behavior does change. People do slow down, and there are less injury-related collisions or fatalities.
McHale says the 2 top reasons for work zone collisions are distracted driving and speeding.
Last year, there were nearly 1,200 collisions in work zones, not to our workers, but just collisions in general to the traveling public. 35 of those were serious injury and 6 fatalities.
In a Facebook post, the governor said we all play a role and have a responsibility for keeping workers safe. According to the legislation, the cameras will photograph a car and license plate if a driver is going too fast. McHale says the state is still discussing logistics like the cost of the ticket and number of cameras. This bill will go into effect July of 2024. This is just one of the traffic safety measures state lawmakers are considering this year. One bill making its way through the House right now would prohibit right turns at red lights in certain areas. Another aims to lower the state's legal blood alcohol level from 0.08 to 0.05. In the studio, Janelle Finch, KREM 2 News.